So here we are. We got the base coats on, the red and the camouflage gray, which makes a good combination, I think. As you can see, radar dish is just sitting on there. That's the radar dish will also be cami gray, hints of color here and there. And these little bits here I put in, which are also painted them gray at first. I didn't care much for them, so I decided to paint them the same color as the ship, which seemed to work pretty good. But this is pretty much the paint scheme. I'm going to set it on end so you can see the bottom too. So here's the top. I'm going to turn it sideways, although it's going to look kind of funny, but as you can see the whole thing better. And then there's the bottom. So anyways, next will be the weathering, little plates, little colors here and there to add to it, and we'll be there. Put the Gatling guns on. Oh yeah, let's show that real quick. I decided to do a little custom work to my guns. I don't like the Gatling guns kind of tilting out, so I made them built like they're just straight ahead. So when they sit on there, it'll be like that. So they'd fly in and do a strafing run on somebody and turn those Gatling guns on and shred whatever's in their way. It is a gunship after all. So, then there's the little guns that go here on these little turrets. Now these things are all additional too. You don't have to put them on yours. These turrets here are separate from the body and whatnot. So you can do all these different little things. A little cover here, which will go there like that when it's glued on. Just a kind of neat little touch to have, so you can see detail underneath and everything. So, but that's it for now. I don't know why I'm showing you that. And there it is so far. Next we'll show the weathering. Hello, I'm going to show you a little bit about my weathering techniques. Basically it's paint chipping and streaking and such. First we'll talk about is the paint chipping method in which I use. There's a lot of different ways of doing paint chipping. You know, you can use the latex, spot it on there and paint over it and pull it off. Or you can do a quick and dirty way, which is scraping it off, actually chipping it off. And what I use is blades like this, and your regular standard X-Acto blades. So this is a dramatization, of course. Didn't get that word out yet. Dramatization. And basically you just come in here and I like to use this blade because it doesn't cut it. It's a flat edge on it. You just sort of pull it away, like so. And just kind of scrape it here and there a little. And there you go, it's that simple. And then what I do is to tone it down a little bit, because it looks so bright and contrasty. Take some of these powders, come in and pull it down a little bit, wipe it, boom. That way it's not so distracting looking. It looks a little too contrasty if you don't do that. So basically that's how I did the whole model. And did it in probably an hour, the entire thing, top and bottom, scraping it away. So basically that's step one, how to do at least my paint chipping technique, quick and dirty. And next we'll talk about powders. I like to use these powders and just sort of put streaks on it, but I always put a streak in a place where it makes sense, like these nuts plates here have little spots where water would collect and then run down. So I just kind of do it like that. Blow off the excess. If it's a little too much on there, I don't like. Just take a little rag here and wipe it down a little bit. One cool thing about this is you can clear coat it after you're done, but since I'm using a flat, you really don't have to. It stays, pretty much stays. So that's basically all there is really to it. It's good for hiding washes which might collect that you didn't see, didn't dry properly. So you just put all of this on there to hide it. It also works good for blast marks too. Try to get some of the red off of here. And see, I want to put a little blast mark right here. So just sort of gather up the black there. And hopefully like flour it out a little bit. It looks like you got maybe a direct hit there, see? this is how I've weathered the sides so far. Just one side, using just the pastels and streaking it with a brush, like so. And it seems to work pretty good. So let's keep on doing it until it looks about where I want it to be. And it hides a lot of shit too, which is good. These engines will be real fun to do that way because there's a lot of problems here to make them look a little better. The wash came out okay. So the red was a little dull. I made it a little over dull, so I took the red powder there and I took a wide brush and I powdered the entire thing with the red, and then just a nudge of the African dust color to tone it back down without it being. The problem is I used a white wash when I should have used more of a tan wash on it, so it made it look more pink. But now it's a little better now. So that's just one of the ways of weathering. It's a nice quick way to do it. I really like the pastels because you can blow through a model in a day with it without spending a lot of time trying to do fine airbrush lines and stuff like that. Just use a small brush and brush that shit on there and call it a day. So that's it for now. We'll talk later. Bye.